Kelly, did you have a few words that you would like to say?
Sure. Well, good afternoon and welcome everybody to the Gloucester Museum of History. I was stalling in the hopes that a few more people might come, but we appreciate that y'all are here and y'all are in for a real treat. This building was built in 1770 originally as a tavern, and our local oral history is that this space was known as the Tavern ballroom. So this space would have hosted gatherings like this, concerts. This would also have been the place where people would have been eating and drinking and playing cards and meeting. Taverns were very, very important, particularly during the American Revolution, because these were places where folks could meet and talk about politics, talk about religion, talk about the issues of the day. And this is also where we would often find music and dancing. So this program that we've put together, that these ladies have put together for you today, will take us back to the 18th century, and many of these tunes that you're going to hear are the types of tunes that may have been played in this very space in the 1770s throughout the American Revolutionary War period. We know that this building supported the Revolution. In 1776, the 7th Virginia Regiment, on their way to the Battle of Wynn's Island or Cricket Hill, encamped here. And then in 1781, during the Yorktown campaign, the Virginia campaign, we know that both French, American, and Virginia militia troops encamped here at the courthouse around the tavern. So, in addition to the music, we have this wonderful connection to this place, to the American Revolution. So, without further ado, I want to thank you all again for being here. I'm hoping that maybe a couple more folks might come, but we're going to jump right into this program. We have a wonderful selection of music by two amazing musicians. So please give a welcome to Kaylin Stevenson and Laura Beck.
How should we begin? I feel like we could use a little inspiration.
Well, it's only fitting. We are in a place where people enjoy libations, that we start with an appeal to Anacreon, a Greek poet who was well known for his drinking songs and love poems.
Here.
You have to listen closely because I think that you will probably recognize the tune. To Anacreon in Henry setting for glee, a few songs of harmony sent on tuition, that he there inspired patron would be, when the answer arrived from the jolly old Grecian. Voice filled to no longer be known, I'll lend you my name and inspire you to boot. And besides, I'll instruct you like a needle and wine. The myrtle famous will mark your sign. And besides, I'll instruct you like a needle. Yes, it's Star Spangled Banner, our national anthem. And in 1814, when Francis Scott Key sat on a British warship watching Fort McHenry being bombarded by the British, and he did not know if we would successfully defend Fort McHenry, he waited to see which flag rose above, and when he saw it was the garrison flag, he penned the poem, The Defense of Fort McHenry, and he specifically intended for it to be sung to this song because it was so wildly popular, everybody knew it. And it's a great testament to the power of music, because had he picked another tune or no tune, it might not have been as popular, but because he chose the song we just heard, it was spread far and wide, and in 1931 eventually it became our national anthem.
So if we were feeling sufficiently inspired, if we were in the colonial period, I believe a toast to the king might be next. Our next song is a traditional English drinking song from about 1728 called Down Among the Dead Men. Now the dead men refer to those empty bottles laying on the floor that you drunk dry on the table, and those that are not going to love and to alcohol were consigned to lie among the dead men under the table outside. But it can also euphemistically mean, it's another symbolically mean comrades fallen in arms. So it's also a song that became popular among military men as well.
Traditionally, would that have been played with the flute, or would have been other instruments that may play that song?
That's an excellent question. The most popular instrument in the period is the fiddle, and the next most popular instrument is the German organized verse flute. So, I mean, you could have a solitary musician, you could have a whole bunch of guys singing in here by themselves, you could have a guitar, or any kind of combination thereof. Penny whistles are also popular. English flutes, which are held as recorders, that's how you have today.
And my other question, you're singing it today, but back in 1773, would have been a woman have been singing that song?
She might have.
Maybe not respectable. I think generally men, but sometimes women would. Yes. So our next two pieces are associated with the American Revolution. According to tradition, the first tune, White Cockade, is a folk song which originated in the Jacobite Rebellion in 1745 in Scotland. And it was played as the militia, so they say, marched into action at Concord and Lexington during the Revolution. Our arrangement is a combination of two settings composed by Haydn in the late 18th century.
And then our second piece following this one will be a rondo of Yankee Doodle, which was also had its origins prior to the American Revolution. During the 7 Years' War, it was actually a song mocking colonial troops. But it gets a little bit of a reworking in the early days of the Revolution. There's a hardened sophomore Minuteman who rewrites the lyrics, and it becomes a popular song of American patriotic resistance. So I will be playing composer's Benjamin Carr as part of his musical facility during the early Republic.
Now he makes our hearts so sad. of our most famous founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin and Thomas Jefferson, spent a considerable amount of time in Europe, especially France. We have, I think, them in part to thank for our alliance with France, which helped us ultimately win our fight against the British in 1781. And while they were there, Mozart, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, was also in Paris at the time. So I'm going to sing a song from the opera La Nozze di Figaro, Dove Sono, and Jefferson actually speaks about meeting Mozart. He was very excited to meet Mozart. He loved his music. He brought pieces home to play, and when he met him, he said, "He is inept and lacks grace, and the gentleman is socially uncouth and frivolous." So, but even so, he continued to say that his music was heavenly, and he was a lifelong fan of Mozart. Benjamin Franklin did not have anything negative to say about Mozart, so not that we know of anyhow. And Mozart actually wrote compositions for the glass harmonica, which was an invention of Benjamin Franklin's, a beautiful instrument. So these two gentlemen were, while Mozart's opera music did not make it to the colonies during the Revolution, they certainly were familiar with his music. It was wildly popular in Europe. And the play that this opera is based on is by Beaumarchais, and it was actually banned in France because it stirred up class hatred. And in this aria, it is the Countess and her maid and the page boy all plotting to trick the king. And of course in France, the royalty did not want that encouraged. So, this is Dove Sono from La Nozze di Figaro. from the opera of Orfeo e Euridice, and by Gluck, Christoph Willibald Gluck. And it is actually in this book of music throughout the life of Ben Franklin. So he loved opera, and he spent many nights while he was in Paris sitting with other musically talented friends, and this was one of his favorites.
Big first 18th century Broadway style musical hit. And then I've paired it with Nori Scott's measure. And these two were actually published in a volume called the Caledonian Pocket Companion. So as I said, the fiddle and the German flute are very popular instruments, and they publish music such as the Caledonian Pocket Companion, the division flute, the division violin, that enables you to take that music home with you or into the tavern.
Our next song, The Last of Richmond Hill, was a great favorite of King George III, and it was first publicly performed at London's famous Vauxhall Gardens in 1789 to wide acclaim. It's a love ballad. It's set in the traditional Scottish folk style, and it introduced the phrase, "a rose without a thorn." It tells the real-life story of the courtship of Leonard McNally, who was the librettist, and his future wife, Frances Lanson, who owned a property in Richmond, in Yorkshire, called the Hill House, hence the last of Richmond Hill. And her father disapproved of the match, and the two eventually eloped. So, it's a happy ending.
Sweet lass of Richmond Hill,
country Mississippi. See, I told you we had a close relationship with English music. But surprisingly, you may not remember that Rule Britannia actually comes from a stage play. So it was from a production called Alfred, a Masque, that was written for the private entertainment of Frederick, Prince of Wales. And it's first publicly performed in London in 1745, and it's an instant hit. So much so that Handel actually quotes the song in an oratorio the following year. Historian David Armitage has said it is the clearest, most robust expression of British patriotism that emerges from this island nation in the 1730s. And if you know the chorus, please feel free to join in. We'll sing it twice at the end of every verse.
And you don't have to say it in the octave either, you can take it down. Unless you want to, you're very welcome.
Oh,
1940s by the celebrated actress Kitty Clive. It's become so popular that you hear it frequently upon the stage, both as a vocal piece and as instrumental variations, say on the violin or the harp during an entr'acte. And we've chosen lyrics that are attributed to Lady Caroline Keppel from the 1750s. She was Irish gentry that fell in love with an Irish surgeon named Robin Adair. Her parents once again disapproved. They thought this match was beneath her, and they took pains to separate the couple. So we've arranged a selection of Robin Adair that both allows you to experience Lady Caroline's story, as well as treats you to some instrumental variations. Scottish fiddle tunes. So I'm going to play a set. Feel free to clap or stumble along if you would like. I'm going to start with a Scottish air and then move into a set of 3 fiddle tunes.
A tavern! Give me the punch ladle of fathom the hole. Come all ye bold heroes, give an ear to my song. We'll sing in the praise of good brandy and rum. It's a clear crystal fountain near England doth roll. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl, I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. From France we do get brandy, from Jamaica comes rum. Sweet oranges and apples from Portugal come. But stout and strong cider are England's control. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl, I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. Me and wife, she do disturb me when I'm laid at my ease. She does as she likes and she says as she pleases. My wife, she's the devil, she's black as the coal. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl. I'll fathom the bowl, I'll fathom the bowl. Give me the punch ladle, I'll fathom the bowl.
Delightful surprise. Now, as Robert has so ably demonstrated, we talked a lot about the flute and the violin being very popular, but there's another instrument that is equally as popular that your voice. So it's very common entertainment in 17th and 18th century taverns to sing catches or rounds. And tradition has it that the first one to mess up the round buys the next round of drinks. So we're going to sing a catch for you, and then we're going to teach you one.
To Portsmouth, it is a gallant town, and there you have Portsmouth, it is a gallant town. To Portsmouth, it is a gallant town. To Portsmouth, there was a seaman's star. To Portsmouth, it is a gallant town. To Portsmouth, there was a seaman's star. And now we'll have the Lord when the Lord is down. And there was the same, there was a seaman's star. To Portsmouth, and the Lord is down. To there was the storm, who is the ground in
We have a much easier one for you, I promise. And without further ado, I will allow Laura to teach everyone. You have to learn the whole thing, and then we'll divide into groups of three.
Okay. First, we'll go over the words in rhythm. The first line is, hey, ho, nobody home. So if I say it, you repeat after me. So I'll say it first, and you repeat. Hey, ho, nobody home.
Hey, ho, nobody home.
Great. The next line, I'll say it, and you say it right after me. Meat nor drink nor money have I none.
Meat nor drink nor money have I none.
And then the last line is, fill the pot a day.
Fill the pot a day.
Yes, and then you want to give us our note, and we'll try all. Okay, so the first line goes, hey ho, nobody home.
Hey ho, nobody home.
Meat nor drink nor money have I none.
Meat nor drink nor money have I none.
Fill the pot a day.
Fill the pot a day.
Fantastic. Let's try the whole thing together. Here we go. 1, 2, here we go.
Hey ho, nobody home. Meat nor drink nor money have I none. Fill the pot a day.
Now, how do you think we should split this up? 2
I think
or 3?
that this group over here could be Robert.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe the front half of the room, this good lady, she'll be with Laura, and the back she'll be with me. Does that agree?
Okay. Now, we can't mess up because I want 5 more drinks.
Who started me?
I think we'll start.
You start? Okay.
And then you can come
You're
next.
gonna, we'll go in a
How
second.
many times through are we going to
We'll
sing?
go twice, 2.5 times.
2.5 times.
So you're going, well, let's do twice through.
Oh, let's just do twice.
And
We won't
so that
complicate
means you'll go, I'll just listen.
We'll figure it out. You're starting off. We're going second.
All right.
Should we do it all together one more time, and then Laura's group will start?
Yeah.
Robert's group will come second, and the third group will come with me.
All right. Okay.
Hey ho, nobody home. Meat nor drink nor money have I none. Fill the pot a day.
Hey ho, nobody home.
Hey,
Nor drink nor money have And as our afternoon draws to a close, we'd like you to join us for one final number, a song about a carefree bachelor who had something of an eat, drink, and be merry approach to life. As the song goes, let others toil from year to year, I live from day to day. And then he says, the longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. So I'd like you all to join me on the chorus, which, yes, let's do that.
So push the ball.
Yeah, yes, okay.
You want me to give you a little early?
Sure. So push, push, push the ballroom boys and bring it round to me. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. That was great.
I need to get my tanker for this tune. Strong ale, of course. This must have a hole in the bottom.
There was a jolly miller once lived on the river deep. He worked and sung from night till morn, no lark more blithe than he. And this the burden of his song forever used to be. I care for nobody, no, not I, and nobody cares for me. So push, push, push the ballroom boys and bring it round to me. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. I live by my mill, God loves so well, she's kindred, child, and wife. I would not change my station now for any other in life. No lawyer, surgeon, or doctor have had a grouch from me. I care for nobody, no, not I, and nobody cares for me. So push, push, push the ballroom boys and bring it round to me. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. When spring begins a bright career, oh how his heart grows gay. No summer's drought allows his fears, no winter's sad decay. No foresight mars the miller's joys, who wants to sing and say, let others toil from year to year, I live from day to day. So push, push, push the ballroom boys and bring it round to me. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. The longer we sit here and drink, the merrier we shall be. Huzzah!
Thank you so very much for joining us. This concludes this afternoon's concert.
Huzzah! I want to thank everyone for coming out today. This was a lot of fun. And it's very special to do programs like this in a historic building because places matter. And this is the type of scene that you would have seen here 250 years ago. And again, this building was built in 1770. It was a tavern. And we know this sort of thing would happen here. I hope we can do more of these types of programs. But let's give another round of applause to Laura Heinemann. The behind the scenes that you don't get to see are multiple rehearsals and research and a lot of work went into this program, hours and hours into this program. So they hope to take it on the road and do it more in other places as well. So thank you both so much. This was great. We have a small little reception in the back. The ladies will hang around if you want to ask them questions about the instruments you heard, or the tunes you heard, or anything about music from the 18th century. These two ladies can certainly help you with that. But please grab a cookie or a brownie and some water and enjoy the atmosphere of the 18th century tavern. And in a couple of weeks, we will be installing a brand new exhibit in this space. So be on the lookout for that. We really want to do this program before we install our exhibit. So we'll have another dedication or another program to dedicate that exhibit on Sunday, October 26th. So we'll be in touch. But one more round of applause for the awesome ladies. Thank you. Y'all join us for some refreshments. And please be careful. Thank you for being here and have a great afternoon.